Hey, let's get started with map design chapter 2 walkthrough. So I would say just open your books and turn to chapter 2. So let's get started with step 1, which is to open a map document, and you have to open the 2.1, the 2.1 map document, which is under your GIST1 folder. So I'm gonna open that. So it looks like there is nothing in it. That's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. Now I'm gonna click on add data, and I'm gonna add data under United States GDP and scroll to US states and click on add. So now I see United States layer added to the map, and I'm gonna change the layer's name to population by state. Population by state. You can also change this by going to right click and go to properties on the layer and go to general tab, and here you can change it, if you want you can change it this way to like the book says, or you can just click on population and hit F2 on your keyboard and you can change it right there. Either way it's the same thing. And then I'm going to right click on, go to properties of the layer again and go to symbology tab, and I'm going to click on quantities and graduated colors. So in the fields box, since this is population by state, I'm going to select population of 2007. So it looks like we see the color scheme is up to you, but I'm gonna go with the book and click on the standard colors, and then I'm gonna click on apply. Now you can see that the map has been created, and as you can see, the natural breaks, Jung's natural breaks classification has been selected by default. So if you want, you can click on classify and look at the data, how it's broken down. Looks like this is scattered data, and you can actually go by many inbuilt classifications like equal interval or defined interval or quantile or natural breaks or geometric or standard deviation, like we talked about in the book. And you can play with the classes if you want 7 classes or 5 classes within the data. It's up to you. I'm gonna go with what the default is, which is 5 classes, and now click on apply. So that's the map we're supposed to see, and we'll see how to change these classifications a little later. So what we need to do as tutorial 2.2, as part of tutorial 2.2, is I'm going to save this map, by the way. This 2.2 is right click on the table of contents and click on, actually you have to right click on layers, and create new group layer. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to say population by county. Population by county. So once I did that, I'm gonna add a layer to that group. So how do you add a layer to the group? Not in the table of contents, but specific to the group. I can right click and say add data on the group layer, or I can just add the data here and select US counties. Once I have that, I can just drag that and drop it into the population by county. And I'm going to show you how to do it the other way. I'm going to remove this, click on add data. I'm going to right click on, I just right click on population by county group layer, and then click on add data, and I'm going to select US counties that way. Either way it's the same process, just one more way to do it. or you can go to right click, go to properties of the layer, and then go to group tab and add your layers this way too. So I'm gonna add the second layer this way, US states, and then I'm gonna click apply, and I'm gonna click OK. So the states are on top of counties, so you're not able to see anything right now, so I'm just gonna move my counties on top of states. Or you can actually make these hollow with no color so that you can see the counties underneath. Anyways, we'll get to that. As you can notice, the colors are selected randomly, so don't worry if you see different colors. So what I'm going to do now is change the US states boundaries to a hollow and increase the outline width to maybe 1.5, maybe 2, it's up to you. Once I have that, now you can see the states and the counties at the same time. So I'm going to click on US counties, go to properties, right click on counties and go to properties, and now I'm going to do the quantities, graduated colors by 2007 population again, and I'm going to click apply and click OK. So once I did that, as you can see, most of the metropolis are popping up because they have more population. So you can see that you have one group layer and one layer in the map. You can collapse these layers if you want, or expand them if you don't want to see too much detail. So what you can do what you need to do as next step is save layer files. So what we are required to do is population. Right click, save this population by county layer, the group layer, as a layer file. How do you do that? What is a layer file? Layer file is nothing but it's a reference to the data that's already there, but it is storing your symbology, your all this good stuff like your scales and your minimum and maximum zoom extents and so on and so forth. But you're saving let's see, this is sort of like saving data. I'm gonna go to my SRA Press GST1, my exercises chapter 2. I'm gonna save it there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna remove this. So what if you need to add population by county in the future? What do you do then? So I'm gonna click on my catalog. I'm gonna scroll down to my chapter 2 folder. I'm gonna drag and drop my population by county, and now you see you got all your symbology, all your classifications, everything automatically added to the map. So this is not the data itself, but this is a reference to the data, just like the map, but these are very specific to the layers, and the map document has more information to it. It has the coordinate system, so on and so forth, along with the map layouts. But this, when you save a layer file, it is just related to the layer symbology, nothing else. Just remember that. So the next step, which is 2.3, is to set threshold layers for dynamic display. So what we need to do is set a visible scale based on current scale. So how do we do that? So I'm gonna zoom to the northeastern part of United States, like that, something like that looks like. And now I'm going to say I'm gonna right click, go to properties and general. So in the population, I'm gonna click on don't show this layer when zoomed. I'm gonna set the minimum scale range here, use current scale. I'm gonna click apply. If you have a different number here, don't worry about it too much, and click OK. So what happens then is if I zoom out, those layers are gonna get disappeared, because the minimum zoom that you need to be is about 6 million, looks like 1:6 million. So the further you zoom in, you can see the detail. You still have the layers on, but when you zoom out, they disappear, because at this scale, looking at the county data is sort of irrelevant. So what we can also do is set a maximum scale based on current scale. So what we can do is I can obviously turn the population by state off. Looks like I made a little mistake by applying this minimum scale to the entire group layer. What I should have done is set it just for the US county. So I'm gonna go back, zoom to the northeast states, and I'm gonna click on US counties, go to properties, and I'm gonna set my minimum scale here. So once I zoom out, those counties disappear, but I still see my US state boundaries. So I'm gonna set a maximum scale based on current threshold. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna right click on US counties and click on zoom to make visible. So once I'm here, I'm gonna zoom in a little more, and I'm going to say at this scale I don't want to see the state boundaries. So I'm gonna right click, go to properties, and I'm gonna say do not show layer when zoomed in beyond, use current scale. So this is how you set the maximum scale. So once you do that, once you zoom in more, you're gonna see that the state layers have disappeared. The state boundaries disappear. So clear a layer's visible scale. How do you do that? Right click on United States layer, go to properties. You just need to click on show layer at all scales and click on apply and click OK. So that's how you remove your minimum and maximum scale. So the next step is to set a minimum visible scale for a specific layer. So how do you do that? I'm going to zoom to the full extent of the map first, and now I'm going to add one more layer to the map. So we need to do one more step that we missed in the previous part of the previous 2-1 exercise is right click and add one more group layer, and we are going to call it population by census tracts. And now to this layer we're gonna add some data. Add data. We're gonna actually go to United States GDP again, and we're gonna add Nevada tracts and Utah tracts. Press and hold control, and I'm gonna add Utah tracts to the group layer. And now I'm going to symbolize them by categories. I'm going to symbolize them by population 2007. And I'm going to do the same thing for same thing for 2007 quantities, 2007. Click on apply, click OK. As you can see, you can observe here we have different breakpoints, extremely different breakpoints. So these two, when you are actually looking at these two states as a group, this is not a proper classification system, or the map is not doing justice to the data, because you are not actually comparing apples to apples. These two colors doesn't mean the same values. So we'll learn how to fix that later, but right now we need to create that and turn that layer on. And what we need to do as part of group 3 is we need to set minimum scale for a specific layer. So we're gonna set this for Nevada tracks. I'm gonna right click on Nevada tracks, go to properties, and then click on general, and then click on don't show this layer when zoomed at 1:, apparently we need to select 1:800,000. Oh, actually 8 million. So, and then I'm gonna click apply, and then when I actually, you see we can't see census tracks here, so when I zoom in, we're at 6 million. So these layers come back up only when we are zoomed in at 8 million or more. So now what we're gonna do is click on so we're gonna do the same thing for Utah tracks as well. Click on 1:8 million. So what happens is when I zoom in, they're still there, but when I zoom out, they disappear. So that's how you set it in the layer properties itself. So we can go to a specific scale by typing in the set scale, map scale, sort of like a input box. So I'm gonna type in 1:8 million, that's 800,000. So as you can see, those two states are still there, because from 8 million and in, you can see those two states. So moving on to 4, I'm gonna zoom back to full extent here, and what I'm going to do here is create custom classes in a legend. So in the population by state, I'm gonna turn these two layers off and turn my population by state back on. I'm gonna go to properties, and I'm gonna say in the layer properties dialog box, click on symbology again, obviously, and then in the classification panel, increase the number of classes to 6 and click apply. So obviously you have more classes, and I'm going to see how the data is broken down using my classify button, and I'm gonna this is sort of like a this is how the data is laid out, and these are all the classes, and these are the break values, and we have some statistics to help you here. So we have 49 states in this database, minimum, maximum, sum, mean, and so on and so forth. So that information should sort of help you understand your data a little better. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on manual, and I'm going to change my classes individually. So I'm going to go with Looks like that's 2 million perhaps, and that's 4 million and 8 million. So just click and type the number you want. And then change the values individually to 16 million, 32, and then okay, 37. We'll just leave the last one right there. I'm gonna click OK here. I'm gonna come back to my symbology and just click on, just like left click on label, go to format labels. I'm gonna say number of use 1000 separators, pad with zeros, and then I'm gonna click OK here, click apply, and I'm going to click on we can obviously, this is the label and this is the range. We can't change the range, but we can change the label. So I'm going to click on the label and select the first half and rename that to less than, or you can say or less, it's up to you. Greater, so that it's a little easier to read. I'm going to click OK, and now we can right click on population by state layer and save this as a layer file. So that's done. So in your turn, looks like you need to change the US counties breaks from 9,000 or less, 9,000 to 18,000, 18 to 36, 36 to 72, 72 or greater. So anyways, I'm sure you can give that a shot now. So manually change class colors. So what we can also do is play with the colors. So far we've been using just the colors that just one set of colors. So what we do right now is turn the population by state layer off, and I'm gonna turn on the population by county layer, and I'm gonna right click on US counties layer, go to properties. I'm gonna click on color ramp right here, and they say scroll down to the last color ramp. Okay, fine. And I'm going to classify these. So now we're going to change the colors of the color properties, color ramp properties. Right click on that. I'm going to select white, and I'm going to select a dark, looks like a dark blue. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to select apply and click OK. So once I did that, as you can see, I can't see these layers unless zoomed in. So what I'm going to do is right click and go to properties. I'm going to disable and enable this layer at all scales, so that I can get like a better view of the entire US and how the map looks. So that's how your map's supposed to look. Also, you need to change the change how the data is laid out. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna make sure that these classes are following certain rows. So I'm gonna click on change these values to break values to 9,000, 18,000, 36,000, 72,000 or more. When I do that, the map looks a lot like the map it's supposed to look like. And now I'm going to change these slightly. I'm going to play with the labels a little bit, format the labels, add 1000 separators, click on apply, go to so that's how the map's supposed to look at the end of your 2.4 tutorial. So moving on, we'll work on create point maps. So what we need to do here is turn off and collapse all the layers essentially, and now we are going to add US cities from the GDB data, United States, US cities. Drag and drop that to the map, and then double click in the US states in the population. Also we need to add a new group layer called population by cities. Once you did that, you can drag and drop your cities under that. I'm going to go to properties, I'm going to symbology, and I'm going to click on symbology outline size, graduated symbols. So graduated symbols, and I'm going to select the value as population of 2000, and I'm going to select the template as a red color dot without an outline, looks like. So I'm not going to use an outline, and I'm going to change the classes to how it's gonna look, how it, like the book. So I'm going to click on classify first and change them to 500,000, a million, 2 million, 4 million, and then I'm going to change this to, we just need we just leave the last one alone. I'm gonna format labels. I'm gonna clean this up a little more by calling it or less or more or greater. So once you did that, you can click on apply. So now you can see how the map has changed drastically. Apparently we need to change the symbol size from 2 to 18. Click apply. So that makes a lot more sense, and click OK then. Also you need to change the symbology tab or add one more US states to the population by cities layer. Move to the bottom and change the outline to light gray so that you can see the state outlines while you're on the map. And then save your work, and that's 2.5. Moving on to 2.6, where you create a point map based on definition query. So now here we're going to create a new map new blank map and click OK. Don't worry about this, you won't see this. And then I'm going to add some data to this. Add button and navigate to ESRI data installed. So I'm going to go to ESRI data and click United States GDP again, obviously, and then add the following: PA counties and PA cities. PA counties and cities. I'm going to drag and drop these two layers, or you can click on add button to add them. Either way, it's the same thing. So once I added those two layers, I'm going to symbolize the polygons as hollow light gray. I'm just gonna click OK here, and if you want, change the outline to a lighter gray, maybe it's up to you. And then I'm gonna create a definition query for the points. I'm gonna right click on PA cities, go to properties, and I'm gonna click on definition query. This is where you use the query builder. So I'm gonna use the query builder to actually click on feature, double click on it to add it to the equation, and then, as you know, it's field name, logical operator, and the value. And what we need to do is click on feature and click on get unique values. So we are trying to only focus on the second level, so which is equal to, I'm going to use equal to, we need just the cities that are between 10,000 and 49,000. So I'm going to click on that and click on verify to make sure the expression was verified successfully, and click OK and click apply. So now we have fewer cities, maybe class 2 cities. And then I'm gonna click OK, and I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna change the name of PA cities to click general tab and population 10,000 to 49,999. I'm gonna give it a nice green dot. Looks like I have more symbology, don't worry about that. I'm gonna use a nice green colored dot. I got at 6. I hate that color, so I'm going to change it. So once I did that, you have a map. I'm going to change Pennsylvania counties to PA counties to Pennsylvania counties. So that's the map. So the next stage is to add state capital using symbol search. So what we need to do is, I'm gonna create, so this is the thing, I need a Pennsylvania cities again because I need to add the PA capital. So what I need to do is right click on cities, click on copy, and I'm gonna make a layer, copy of the same layer. I'm gonna paste the same layer again. So I'm gonna right click, go to properties now, and I'm gonna go to the query builder. Actually, I'm gonna delete that query and click apply. And now I'm going back to the query builder. I'm gonna click on status, double click on status is equal to, I'm gonna click on county seat. Okay, click on apply. So once I did that, I can change the symbology to maybe, I don't know, like a square maybe, like a triangle which at 8 in a blue color. And now I'm gonna label this as county seats. I'm gonna make one more copy of the same county seats layer. I'm gonna drag and drop into the map, or you can just like copy and paste it again. So either way, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna click on properties of county seats. I'm gonna change this to state capital. I'm gonna click apply, go to definition query, clear the query, apply, and click on query builder again, click on status, double click on status is equal to, I'm going to click on get unique values and click on state capital county seat. Okay, click apply. So once I do that, I have my state capital drawn in the map. I'm going to change this. I'm going to look for a reference style called, I'm going to search for capital symbology. So it looks like I got a capital symbology. I'm going to use the first one that I found. Click OK, click apply, click OK. Looks like we got the state capital added to the map. So I'll click on identify and make sure that's what it is. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, sounds right. So I'm going to close this map and finish to 6. So moving on to 7. On the toolbar, click identify button to create a dynamic link. I'm going to click on Harrisburg, identify Harrisburg again. I'm going to right click, identify from, I found Harrisburg, which is great. I'm going to right click on that and say add hyperlink. So in that add hyperlink, I'm going to click link to a URL and type in www.harrisburgpa.gov. So that's how you add a hyperlink. So if you want to actually access that, so you click on the hyperlink tool and you see that when you hover your mouse on top of the capital, you see that there is a harrisburgpa.gov highlighted. You click on it, you go to the website. So I'm not gonna do that right now. Use the hyperlink pop-up tool. So what we can do is right click on county seats and go to properties, and I'm going to go to HTML pop-up, and now what we can do is make sure as a table of visible fields, make sure show content for this layer using HTML pop-up tool, and display code, you make sure that's all highlighted, and click in the fields tab. What I'm going to do is only disable everything except name, state name, and population and status. So just the 4 fields. Click apply, and I'm gonna click on state abbreviation and change the name to city name, state abbreviation, the alias is gonna be state, obviously, or state, and then pop 98 will be population 98 if you want, or you can just leave it alone. I'm gonna click apply, click OK. So when you actually click on each one of these features, identify each one of this feature. Oh, I'm sorry. So click on HTML pop-up and click on that. You see how that's a little different from identify toolbar, because once you click on this, unless you close these popped out windows, they're gonna stay on for a little while. So you can obviously click on multiple things here and add them to the map, add those sort of like a pop-ups to the map. So just close the pop-up windows, and now the next task is to create map tips as part of 2.8. So create and display map tip. What you need to do is right click on county seats layer, go to properties and go to display tab. So show map tips using the display expression section, and essentially once you do that, click apply. So once you move your mouse on top of any of these county seats, you can see the name of that county seat. So that's how you create map tips. So you finish your assignments, turn it into Blackboard, and you will be good. And you save your work as, you know, under your My Exercises Chapter 2. This could be called, I don't know, tutorial 2.5. Is that when we started creating a new map? Probably. So I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna close this map. So thanks for watching.